Don't sleep on running backs, folks. There's some really impressive players out there right now.
He's got the total package for a running back. Fast, strong, definitely one of the top 3 runners.
The running back position may be a devaluing one in today's NFL, but make no mistake, you still need some form of balance on offense to win. It's time to dive into our rankings for all 32 NFL starting running backs for the 2022 season, from worst to first. Number 32, Damien Pierce, Houston Texans. Marlon Mack entered training camp as the Texans' lead back, but he appears to have been passed on the depth chart by rookie Damien Pierce, who's made quite the statement this preseason. The former Florida Gator has flashed plenty of potential, but he's also a 4th-round rookie, so we should all temper our expectations, at least for now. Number 31, Chase Edmonds, Miami Dolphins. Edmonds never became the guy in Arizona, but he'll get every chance to be that in South Beach. Miami also picked up Raheem Mostert and Sony Michel, so it's really anyone's guess how the carries will be split. Edmonds has never rushed for more than 592 yards in a season. That was last year, and he only had 9 career rushing touchdowns. Hard to place him much higher given his career track record, but maybe Mike McDaniel unlocks his potential in a way that the Cardinals just never could. Number 30, Devin Singletary, Buffalo Bills. Singletary is the lead back for now, but James Cook could totally take over that role soon. Singletary had 870 rushing yards and 7 rushing scores last season, both career bests, but it's his inefficiency in the passing game that could see him lose plenty of work to the rookie Cook as the year goes on. Number 29, Cordarrelle Patterson, Atlanta Falcons. It's very tough to rank Patterson. He was one of the game's most potent weapons out of the backfield last season after all. Patterson was fun in Atlanta last year, but he's also a 31-year-old running back. Asking him to rush for over 600 yards again may be a bit much. Number 28, Miles Sanders, Philadelphia Eagles. Sanders could have hit 1,000 yards if he wasn't limited to 12 games in both 2020 and 2021. The Eagles need him to stay healthy and to be a consistent threat from the backfield. The Eagles' offense could be among the league's best if Sanders can give them at least 70 rushing yards per game. And if he can't, don't be surprised if he's overtaken by Kenneth Gainwell or Boston Scott. Number 27, Rashaad Penny, Seattle Seahawks. If Penny can stay healthy, and that is a big if, he could easily hit over 1,000 rushing yards. After all, he racked up 749 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns despite missing 7 games last year. He had 4 games of 135-plus rushing yards, including a 190-yard outing against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 18. Avoiding the injury bug and holding off rookie Kenneth Walker are Penny's 2 main obstacles as he enters what could be a make-or-break campaign in 2022. Number 26, Clyde EdwardsHill, Kansas City Chiefs. CEH had over 1,000 yards of offense in his rookie year, but injuries limited him to 10 games last season as he finished with only 517 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. It's going to be a make-or-break year for the 2020 first-round pick. The Chiefs didn't draft EdwardsHill to be a complimentary piece. He's got to stay healthy and put it all together in year 3. Number 25, Antonio Gibson, Washington Commanders. Gibson followed up a solid rookie year with 1,037 rushing yards and 7 rushing scores last season. He was expected to be a big part of this offense for the foreseeable future, but his struggles with ball security and the emergence of rookie Brian Robinson Jr. could change all of that. Number 24, Josh Jacobs, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders declined the 5th-year option on Jacobs' rookie deal, and rookie Zamir White will get his fair share of carries. Doesn't mean that Jacobs will disappoint in 2022, though. If he didn't miss 2 games last season, he would have likely hit 1,000 rushing yards for the 3rd straight year. Even though his usage declined in 2021, Jacobs still tallied 872 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns, along with a career-high 348 receiving yards on 54 receptions. Number 23, Cam Akers, Los Angeles Rams. On one hand, it was impressive just how quickly Akers recovered from a torn Achilles that was supposed to sideline him for all of last year. On the other hand, though, Akers wasn't exactly productive in the games he actually played following his return. He had 2 fumbles in 4 playoff games and averaged a mere 43 rushing yards per game. Given concerns about Matt Stafford's elbow, though, you can expect a healthier Akers to enjoy a much greater workload in 2022. Number 22, Breece Hall, New York Jets. The ultra-talented rookie is only this low because we have no idea how much the Jets will actually use him and how effective he'll be at the professional level. Sophomore Michael Carter should also get plenty of carries following a productive year, so it may take some time before Robert Saleh fully unleashes the 36th overall pick from 2022. Number 21, David Montgomery, Chicago Bears. Monty hasn't exactly lit the world on fire since entering the NFL in 2019, but he has given the Bears some pretty consistent production in his first 3 seasons. He'll be in tough this year, however, given the state of the Bears' offensive line, which is expected to be among the league's worst in 2022. Number 20, J.K. Dobbins, Baltimore Ravens. Dobbins missed all of 2021 after suffering a torn ACL in preseason play. His return will be a giant boost to a Baltimore team that was ravaged by injuries a year ago. Dobbins had 805 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns in his rookie year. With him and Lamar Jackson back to full health, look for the Ravens' rushing attack to reemerge as the league's best in 2022. Number 19, Damien Harris, New England Patriots. If Harris didn't have to split the workload with Ramondre Stevenson, there is no telling how great his stats could be. But 929 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns on 202 carries is still awfully impressive. Bill Belichick always mixes up his backfield, but it's not like he'll neglect Harris even if Stevenson gets more carries. The Alabama product is still going to be a beast with the ball in his hands, especially in the red zone. Number 18, Travis Etienne, Jacksonville Jaguars. Etienne missed his entire rookie year with a foot injury. He should step back into the lead role though, with James Robinson recovering from a torn Achilles. Etienne and Trevor Lawrence were an unstoppable duo together at Clemson. Now they will finally get the chance to share the NFL field together. We fully trust new head coach Doug Peterson to get a lot out of Etienne, hence why he's ranked this high despite never playing in NFL down. Number 17, James Conner, Arizona Cardinals. Conner fit tremendously in Arizona's offense, recording 1,127 yards of offense and 15 rushing touchdowns. And that was all while sharing the backfield with Chase Edmonds. Now with Edmonds gone, Conner becomes the clear-cut leader in the Cards' backfield. Injuries have always been an issue, but if he can stay healthy, he could be in for a career year. Number 16, Leonard Fournette, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fournette was impressive in his first season as Tampa Bay's undisputed lead back. He had 812 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns, along with 69 catches for 454 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tampa Bay remains a pass-first offense with Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin in the fold. So Fournette will be in tough to reach the 1,000-yard mark, but he proved his value as a pass catcher last year, and Brady sure does love his pass-catching backs. Number 15, DAndre Swift, Detroit Lions. Swift may never challenge for rushing titles, but he should be one of the league's premier pass-catching backs for years to come. He had 878 yards of offense in his rookie season and 1,069 in year 2. Look for him to take a huge step forward in year 3. Number 14, Saquon Barkley, New York Giants. If he stays healthy, Barkley could very well contend for the rushing title. That is a massive if, though, as Barkley has been limited to 28 games over the last 3 years. Barkley had one 100-yard rushing game in the 13 contests he suited up for last year. Hopefully, the presence of rookie Evan Neal and promising third-year offensive tackle Andrew Thomas help Saquon get back to the elite form we saw from him in 2018 and 2019. Number 13, Ezekiel Elliott, Dallas Cowboys. Zeke isn't in his prime anymore, but he's likely to get somewhat close to 1,000 rushing yards again given his usage and the state of the Dallas Cowboys' elite offensive line. Tony Pollard is expected to get more playing time this season, but this is still Elliott's backfield. Number 12, Elijah Mitchell, San Francisco 49ers. The Niners have a ton of depth in their backfield, but after what we saw in 2021, Elijah Mitchell is obviously the cream of the crop in San Fran. Mitchell racked up 963 yards and 5 touchdowns as a rookie while also contributing 137 receiving yards. Anyone who gets the bulk of the carries in San Fran's backfield will shine. So if Mitchell stays healthy, expect him to easily surpass 1,000 rushing yards as a sophomore. Number 11, Javonte Williams, Denver Broncos. The Broncos did bring back Melvin Gordon, but there's little doubting who the lead rusher is in Mile High City. Williams posted 903 rushing yards and 4 rushing scores as a rookie, but the arrival of Russell Wilson will force opposing defenses to prioritize the passing game more. That should mean even more holes for Williams to bust through in year 2. Number 10, Aaron Jones, Green Bay Packers. Jones would probably be contending for the rushing crown this year if it weren't for the presence of A.J. Dillon. But you gotta think the Packers will still give their lead back a ton of carries as they emphasize the ground game with wide receiver Davante Adams no longer in the picture. Number 9, Najee Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pretty impressive how Harris put up 1,200 rushing yards as a rookie, even though opposing defenses were able to stack the box knowing Ben Roethlisberger couldn't throw the ball more than 10 yards downfield. A revamped O-line and inevitable improvement from the quarterback position will add up to a monster sophomore year for Harris. Number 8. Austin Ekeler, Los Angeles Chargers. Ekeler posted a career-high 911 rushing yards and 20 total touchdowns last year. He is a fantasy football darling and the perfect security blanket for Justin Herbert. Ekeler is a model of consistency as a do-it-all running back for the Chargers. Number 7. Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints. Even without Drew Brees and even with 4 different starting QBs last season, Kamara posted more than 1,300 yards of offense for the 5th straight year. Absolutely incredible. Number 6. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals. Mixon had another excellent season in Cincy, to the point that we still can't understand the decision to not use him on those costly 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 plays against the Rams in the Super Bowl. Oh well, Mixon certainly was not to blame for the disappointing loss. He had career highs in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns last year. Even though this is a pass-heavy offense, you can bet that he'll surpass 1,000 rushing yards once again in 2022. Number 5. Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers. Can Run CMC stay healthy? It sucks how he went from being the 3rd running back in NFL history to post 1,000 rushing and receiving yards in a season to playing in just 10 total games over the next 2 years. If he's healthy, McCaffrey is undoubtedly a top 5 back. But if he misses significant time once again in 2022, don't expect him to crack the top 10 in our running back rankings next season. Number 4. Dalvin Cook, Minnesota Vikings. Cook has finished in the top 10 in rushing in each of the last 3 years. And this is despite the fact that he has never played more than 14 games in a season. In other words, Cook will be in the running for the rushing title if he can finally play all 17 games. Number 3. Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns. Even though he's had to give up a lot of the workload to Kareem Hunt, Chubb just keeps on putting up superstar level numbers. With Deshaun Watson set to miss significant time, the Browns will surely lean on Chubb more than ever as opposed to trying to win with Jacoby Brissett. Number 2. Jonathan Taylor, Indianapolis Colts. Not much needs to be said that hasn't already been said about Taylor. He won the rushing title as a sophomore last season, though the swap of Carson Wentz for Matt Ryan could mean more pass attempts and fewer carries for Taylor. But there's no denying that he's worthy of a top 2 place, as he's an awfully good bet to defend his rushing crown in 2022. Number 1. Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans. With all due respect to Taylor, Henry would have likely won his 3rd straight rushing title if a foot injury didn't sideline him for 9 games. The guy was 9th in rushing last season with 937 yards despite missing more than half the season. Think about that for a second. He is 2 seasons removed from his 2,000-yard campaign, and with 43 total rushing touchdowns over his last 3 seasons, Henry is simply in a class of his own. But who do you think will lead the NFL in rushing yards in 2022? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.